mtu mmoja kule Migori alikosa heshima na kurusha kiatu kichafu kwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, na sasa ameweza kukamatwa na wengineo ambao ni washukiwa, kwa sababu ni jambo la kufedhehesha. Na hata kama wewe mwenyewe haumpendi rais, lazima tuheshimu hiyo ofisi. We have to respect the institution of the president.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Ominyoro was lit with all the opposition leaders congregating at Gachagwa's home, William Ruto was in Migori County, a place called Kehancha, where something strange happened. A shoe was thrown at him, and actually it hit him, but not on the face. It hit his hand. Luckily that his hand was up, so it hit the hand, fell aside, as the president's face remained intact. It is an unfortunate event, but the fact is that there are lessons that you can borrow from this kind of a thing, and that is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, and if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. My name is Abel Mugwa. Let me give you 2 seconds subscribe before I proceed. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let me dive into the topic today. What is number one reason as to why President William Ruto was hit by this shoe? Number one is this: poor security. I feel strongly that the position of President William Ruto on top of a car is not safe for him. Not just him, even any other president. These people are standing next to the car. These are the police officers, the security, the personal security of the president, standing, surrounding the vehicle, facing the common mananchi, while the president is up there exposing himself to even an enemy. Assuming that was not a shoe, to something else, what could we be talking as we speak today? Maybe, probably, Kindiki is the president of the Republic of Kenya. Why am I saying this? The shoe making its way to the president, meaning that he was very free. He was very free that anything could have accessed him. If it was a stone, probably President William Ruto could be bleeding as we speak today. So therefore, the president, and you know, the president cannot have the security agents all over to an extent that they can see a stone coming. Even if they can see the person who threw the shoe or the stone, eventually you find that already the president has been hit. That is not a good show. So the president is exposed. And that takes me to the second point. William Ruto has become too common. Too common. Too common on top of the car, too common everywhere in the country, doing nothing. I feel strongly that he needs to behave as a president now, stay in State House, make sure that people, cabinet secretaries are working, avoid campaigns all over the country, and allow the systems to work. He has been all over, launching projects that have already launched. Things like a market which can be opened by an MCA. The president is going to open it. The president is going to launch it. He is so seriously committed towards launching projects that actually have not even commenced, others are not even almost halfway, others are not even there. So in a nutshell, the president has become too common, exposing him to danger. I feel the president should now hold himself, people to forget the root of promises, people to forget the root of talks, because he has talked too much. People at least to have a different version of President William Ruto, a person who has rebranded himself as a president. Speak, people listen. But right now, Ruto talks every day. Every day. At least Ruto is talking somewhere. And as a result, you realize that people are tired of listening to him. So I think it's ideal if he decides right now to keep quiet and avoid some unnecessary meetings and probably ensure the systems are working. And instead of Kenyans hearing him, they feel him at the grassroots through the development projects, through money in their pockets and stuff of that kind. Also, another thing I was able to learn here, it is that shoe was a clear indication that the relationship between President William Ruto and the people of Migori, more especially those of Kehancha, maybe let me say the Abakuria, is not good. They don't really take him serious. Why? We haven't seen any appointment of a courier towards that side. Number one. To any parastatal. I've not seen one. If there is, please let me know. Number two, There's no form of development that has gone to that side. William Ruto has concentrated much on the lower side, that is Migori, and he has forgotten that side. I wish he could have even picked someone like Nelson Marwa, a gentleman who was a very nice police commissioner, who did a very good work in Mombasa. And I felt like President William Ruto could have even picked him, put the differences aside, and pick such people to deliver for this country, because he is another man, he's another Matiang'i, he's another, let me say, Natembe. He was a PS, I remember, and during his time, things were working out well. So therefore, Nelson Marwa could have been considered like that. But apart from Nelson Marwa, there should be other development projects that should be taken to Kehancha, Ntimaru, Kuria, and many other parts of that region, so that we, Isibania, so that we can have people feeling President William Ruto, not just seeing him and listening to his promises. Another thing I want to say here, that was a sign of ground rejection. Being beaten by a shoe, it's a sign of ground rejection. The ground completely has refused President William Ruto. And they have taken him to be a very normal person, common one. They no longer treasure him. They no longer see him as somebody who should be really listened to. Because the fake promises that he gives the people makes them to reject him. He goes to a place, he promises things that he cannot deliver. So as a result, you note that people are completely disconnected with what President William Ruto is doing as we speak today. So therefore, I can comfortably advise the president as we speak today that he must try his best to avoid too much talks and allow development to go to the ground, at least to gain the support even of the Kuria people. Another thing to say, it is that the government came up with a story that was just a common mwananchi who was holding a shoe pretending to be a phone, and then he was blocking someone else who was behind him. So the guy who was behind hit the shoe, and then the shoe flashed to President William Ruto accidentally. A very funny story. But now we ask ourselves, if the government has all such details that it was indeed an accident, it was indeed a poor person holding a shoe as in the form of a phone, why are they struggling to arrest people? Why are they struggling to threaten? Because we've heard the government spokesperson saying that they are going to deal with that individual who threw the shoe. Why are they arresting him yet they know he was not intending to throw the shoe at the president? This kind of stories are some of the things that really make us ask ourselves, what is President William Ruto having around him as advisors? If Itumbe could sit down and write all these stories and assume that Kenyans are so damn not to see some of these things. Let me see in the comment section on what you think as far as the beating of the President William Ruto or hitting of the President William Ruto with a shoe is concerned. Of course, it's a bad thing, we condemn it, but the fact is there's a statement being made to President William Ruto from such kind of an act. My name is Abel Mugwa. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. My number is always here. Engage me, talk to me, send me maybe something like a notification in terms of what you want us to talk about. Even if there's anything you want us to analyze here, let me know, because that's the best way I get to learn and know what to say to you people. See you next time for more.